Right from the get-go, Undertale makes it no secret that this game is different from many of its Super Nintendo era inspirations. Sure, the game begins with a classic Link to the Past style opening that's been referenced in modern games like Shovel Knight, and the graphics sure do give off Earthbound-y vibes, but what Undertale has over many of those other games is a unique charm that's distinctly Undertale. What I'm talking about is a self-referential sense of humor, a special style of storytelling, and a one-of-a-kind battle system that makes replaying this game a different experience every time. Like I said, Undertale isn't shy about going against expectations. In the very first battle, a cute and friendly flower encourages you to collect love pellets. Anyone who has played this game before knows that these pellets are anything but collectible. In fact, they, along with many other objects, are the exact things you need to avoid every turn in battle in order to survive into the next. However, Undertale isn't just constant absurd humor in battles reminiscent of a bullet hell. There's a deep and interesting story to it, one that really digs into your emotional side and finds a way to bring it out through the incredibly well-written dialogue. The basic structure of Undertale's narrative is pretty simple. You are a human that has fallen into the land of monsters and are trying to find a way back home. Along the way, you run into a number of curious characters, some friendly, some not, that may help or hinder your progress. What's especially impressive about Undertale and its writing is that each character truly feels like a unique individual. Not just in the words they say, but in the way their text appears, such as with different fonts and speed changes, the way the character moves, and just the way they act in general. The distinctive characters aren't just limited to the NPCs you encounter. Even the enemies you'll randomly fight all have interesting attributes and personality traits that are usually a key to defeating them. And it's this aspect that makes Undertale so different and special. Winning a battle doesn't necessarily mean killing the enemy, as every encounter can end with it being spared instead. You see, when you enter a battle, you're presented with 4 options. You can fight your enemy, dealing damage. You can act, more on this in a second. You can use an item to heal or boost your attack or defense. And you can use mercy, either fleeing or sparing your enemy. As I said, the ability to spare every enemy is what sets Undertale's battle system apart from most other RPGs. When you first begin a battle, the option to be merciful isn't available. Through the course of acting, you can usually interact with your enemy in such a way, typically across a number of turns, that enables you to spare them. This ranges from complimenting the enemy and improving their mood, to making them fall in love with another enemy on screen, and everything in between. Instead of every battle being a test of strength, a pacifist playthrough of Undertale turns every battle into a puzzle, where you have to figure out how you can spare every enemy you encounter in your quest, rather than attacking them. Speaking of playthroughs, Undertale lends itself incredibly well to many of them, and now that Undertale is available on Nintendo Switch, this couldn't be more true. While the game can get a bit wordy at times as it has a ton of dialogue, a rushed playthrough can clock in at a little under 5 hours, while the average player will probably take closer to 6 or 7. Since the main story can be completed in such a short amount of time, you may find yourself, like I have, playing through the game more than once. When I first completed the game near its original release almost 3 years ago, I had no idea that there were different runs like Pacifist or Genocide. I just played through it as I pleased, speaking to every NPC and searching every nook and cranny, sparing or killing enemies as I encountered them. For this playthrough, I opted to stick with a Pacifist one, though I'm already considering another run with a different approach. It's that much fun to explore the possibilities of your actions. Being able to play Undertale while out and about really adds something new to the experience. Since the battles are short, it's easy to pop in and out of the game. If you have 15 minutes to play, you can explore a bit, fight or spare a few enemies, then continue on with your day. I actually prefer to play Undertale this way, as the biggest issue I have is its sheer wordiness. Sometimes I would play for an hour and start to feel burnt out from how much dialogue I was reading, when all I wanted to do was get into battles, dodge attacks, and solve the puzzle of sparing an enemy. Thankfully, the game makes up for the long amounts of time spent reading dialogue with its incredible soundtrack. Really, I can't overstate how great the music is. Ever since I first played the game 3 years ago, the soundtrack has stuck with me, and re-experiencing it here was a wonderful reminder of just how good it is. From the slow opening song that accompanies the intro cinematic, to the hectic, explosive song in the finale, Undertale really hits every note in the music department. At the end of the day, Undertale truly is a special experience that I can't recommend enough, especially when it comes to discovering its secrets through multiple playthroughs. It's a funny, emotional, complicated, and charming game that ends with the player questioning what just happened, but eager to dive back in for more. While it can be a bit text-heavy, the Switch really helps with the pick-up-and-play experience baked into the system. I liked Undertale a lot, and look forward to playing even more of the game now that it's on the Switch. It's well worth playing if you never have before. Thanks for watching, and be sure to subscribe to GameXplain for more on Undertale and other things gaming. Bye.